Good afternoon, everybody. Keith Whitman here at Chapel Hill High School for today's game between the Van Lady Vandals and the Chapel Hill Lady Bulldogs. About to get things started. Coaches at home plate, getting things going. And we are happy that you're here with us today for a little Tuesday night. Hope everyone had a fantastic spring break. I know I did. Good time with the family. And we're excited to be back in school, kinda. Can't say I'm really excited. My daughter was not excited, but I was a little excited. But I'm glad to be back on the air with everyone. We got a good matchup between the Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Vandals tonight. So before we get things started, we're going to just take a short break. And glad again that you're with us tonight. We'll be right back. You're on NetSN, brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. Don't go anywhere. Keith Whitman back here at Chapel Hill softball field. I usually have my daughter with me, intern Claire, but she's slacking off today, going to do getting things ready for the Cherokee County show for livestock show this week. And she is FFA. Very proud of her and all her accomplishments in high school, her senior year here. But she will be with me later on for some games as the season goes on. But for this game, you just get me. I know you're all excited about that. We're going to go to the starting lineups.
We would like to start by introducing the starting lineups for the Lady Vandals. Leading off, number 3, Emerson Swope, playing left field. Number 11, Mahala McKinney, playing third base. Number 10, Avery Crouch, playing shortstop. Number 14, Malin Hale, catching. Number 4, Maddie Metcalf, playing first base. Number 1, Jaylee Potter, playing second. Number 2, Tatum Horton, pitching. Number 17, Ava Hobson, playing center field. Number 15, Lana Sherhart, designated player. Number 9, Abigail Owen, right field. Subs for the Lady Vandals are number 6, Nikki Tompkins. Number 12, Austin Johnson. Number 7, 7, Cassidy Stewart. Number 25, Braylon White. The Lady Vandals are coached by head coach Bailey Briggs and assistant coaches Bailey Simon and Craig Ham.
And the Chapel Hill Lady Bulldogs. This is game number 2 for both of these softball teams. They come in.
And now, the starting lineup for your Chapel Hill Lady Bulldogs. Leading off in center field, senior number 7, Mercedes Lewis. Hitting second and behind the plate, senior number 2, Tiara Burrell. In left field, junior number 1, Alexis Lamphere. At first base, junior number 6, Addison Rain. At shortstop, junior number 11, Samantha Rivera. As designated player, sophomore number 14, Kesley Gandy. And playing third base, junior number 12, Jenna Clemens. At second base, freshman number 10, Austin McEwen. On the mound, freshman number 3, Jenna Burrell. And in the clutch position, playing right field, sophomore number 9, Kaylin Reyes. Subs for the Lady Bulldogs are senior number 22, Danielle Beats, and sophomore number 4, Jordan Manning. The Lady Bulldogs are coached by head coach Cheyenne McGregor and assistant coaches Ashley McQueen and Peyton Mitchell.
A lot of upward movement during the district play. The fact that
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
football program tonight.
Play ball!
And we are ready to play ball here at Chapel Hill. And a good crowd for both sides of the ball. Being always bringing a good crowd for their athletic program. And Chapel Hill always has a good crowd for their girls, for their softball team. So the Lady Vandals, will be starting things off, so to speak. And so the tournaments are done, your play is done, and now you get into the big part of the district play. So here we go. Leading things off, number 3, Emerson Swope, left fielder. Jenna Burrell sends the first pitch up as a ball. That's going to go a little high, says the umpire. So it's going to be ball 2-0 to Swope. Got the chatter already started from the Lady Vandal dugout. Did a couple of their games last season. There's a strike in there by Burrell. A good one. Swope steps in, gets things ready. Here's the pitch. It's going to be high for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And it's a little high, going to be ball 4. So with the first batter, the Lady Vandals have a runner on first. Mahala McKinney, third baseman, will head in to the batter's box. And a good pitch in there for a strike. He sits up, and runner goes halfway. Tiara Burrell walks her back a little bit, but that's going to be a ball. So 1-1 now the count. Little low, good stop. The runner goes, and the throw not in time. Shortstop tries to get it off, Samantha Rivera. But doesn't get it in time, so runner now moves on to second. And the pitch comes outside for ball 3. So 3-1 is the count, as the freshman struggling a little bit early here in the ball game. And that's going to be fouled off to the left field line. And it'll put a full count as Mahala McKinney trying to bring that run home from second base. Avery Crouch on deck. That's going to be high and put runners now at first and second. So Crouch is going to head up to bat. As the first 2 batters for the Lady Vandals walk. That's going to be inside, and a good stop by Tiara Burrell. Another ball. So 2-0 is the count. Runner still at first and second. Nobody out for the Lady Vandals. And that's going to be high. The runners kind of go halfway, but Burrell pushes them back as Jenna Burrell is struggling with a 3-0 count. And they were for a strike, and that was a good one. The runner goes and kind of catches the pitcher sleeping a little bit. So both runners advance to the next bag. Both in scoring position. And Crouch thought that was ball 4, but Mr. Blue behind the plate said no, that was a strike, and it pulls up the count, 3-2. Here's the pitch. It's going to be high and ball 4, and that'll load up the bases. So 3 batters head to the plate, and 3 batters walked for the Lady Vandals. Nobody out, and we're going to have a timeout as the coach is going to come out and have a little conversation and kind of calm down this freshman. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on NetSN.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Conversation over. Time to get things started for Malin Hale. And a good hit. It's going to split center and left, and one run comes. Two runs are going to come across and going to hold up second and third. But Swope and McKinney are going to come in, and two runs now. As Maddie Metcalf is going to step up. And a good pitch in there for a strike. And a good comeback pitch. 0-1 now the count. Metcalf, good pitch. It's going to split left and center again, all the way to the wall. And two more runs are going to score. And another double for the Lady Vandals. Back-to-back doubles as Hale and Crouch cross home plate. And just like that, 4 runs cross. And still no outs. In there for a strike. So trying to find her strike zone is Jennifer Burrell, the freshman pitcher. And that's going to be a little low for ball one. Two balls and one strike. Pardon me. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jalen Potter. And wanted a swing and didn't commit on that, so the count even at 2. No outs. Maddie Metcalf sits at second base, wanted to get home. And a good hit. It's going to be into left field. And left fielder watches that as that's Landfair. Alexis Landfair watches it into the glove, and that's the first out for the Lady Bulldogs. Tatum Horton comes up. She's the pitcher. And a bad pitch kind of hits the ground. And Metcalf's going to head on to third. So she's right down from making it a 5-run inning. 1 out, 1 on. And a good hit, going to dribble down. And pitcher's going to miss it and try to get over there. And the run scores. And a good job by Metcalf to get down there. Burrell just could not hold on to it. And pitcher Jennifer Burrell tries to get that one, but just could not grab a hold of it. And another run scores. That's a correction. I apologize. They called her out at the plate. I thought she lost the ball, but well, I'm confused here. They I'm looking at the scoreboard. I thought she was safe at the plate and out at first. And now there's 2 outs. So I'm going to make sure we're waiting on the scoreboard. I'm going to say it's 5 runs, I believe. And that's a good hit out in the left field. Landfair is back almost to the wall, and that's going to be out number 3. So that retires the side. Kind of a tough start for the Lady Bulldogs. And we're going to go on to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Keith Whitman back here at Chapel Hill. We're down only a half inning. We're bottom of the first here. 5-0 is the Lady Vandals. Rough start for the Lady Bulldogs, but we'll see what they'll do. Mercedes Lewis is going to start things off. As she'll step up, Tatum Horton, pitcher, on the mat in the circle, for the Lady Vandals, and we'll see what she can do in this one. The first pitch in there for a strike, a good fastball. A little rise ball, actually. Action in there. Horton. Getting things ready. Here's the pitch. It's going to be in there for strike number 2. And looked a little high to me, but again, like I always say, I don't get paid to call balls and strikes. Here's the pitch. And outside for ball 1. If you are watching tonight, we do have the option to chat. I'll try to answer. I am by myself, but I'll try to answer. But let us know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for. Love to hear from you. Swing and a miss. And that's going to be strike 3 for out number 1. A good swing by Lewis. But a strikeout nonetheless. Tara Burrell steps up to the plate for the Lady Bulldogs. Good pitch. A little high, but going to call it a ball. That was around chin high. And a good hit right back to the shortstop and in time for out number 2. That's a good play by Avery Crouch to come across and get the second out. Alexis Landfair, left fielder.
Hey, right here, babe.
Going to come out. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. Good. Fastball right in there.
Hey, right here, baby. Get you one.
And here's the pitch. It's going to be going to drop kind of right in front. Tried to put a little spin on it. As Horton dropped it about 1.5 feet in front of the home plate. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be high at about mouth or nose level, if you want to call it that. So it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike for Landfair. Here's a pitch from Horton. That's a good pitch. Going to be fouled off just a little behind, but a good swing by Alexis. Even the count at 2.
Hey, battle baby, right here.
And here's the pitch. And another good swing. Just a little behind. Horton's got a good whip on that ball and gets that in there fast. Alexis just timing it out. You can hear the chatter from the Chapel Hill Lady Bulldog dugout, cheering her on. A good swing again, stays alive.
Battling.
And a good battle going on here between Landfair and Horton.
Hey, make it yours, baby.
Here comes the pitch. And a good little drop off there. Off-speed pitch for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Lady Bulldogs, and we'll be right back. You're watching NetSN. Welcome back to Chapel Hill. Keith Whitman here for your second inning action. It is a nice, beautiful afternoon for softball. It's a little chilly for me a little bit. 64 degrees. I actually like it cold, but after last week of nice temperatures, 64 is not where I thought we'd be right now, but yeah, a little cool. Here's a pitch by Burrell. It's going to be tipped and hit back by Lana Shearhart. So that's going to be a strike. As we are in the top of the second inning. Here's a pitch by Burrell. Another little off speed to the side. So 1-1 now the count. I think Shearhart just wanted to hit one of those. Here's a pitch. It's going to be hit out to right field, a little over second baseman, and a good job by freshman Austin McEwen to get underneath that one for out number 1, and a good start by the Lady Bulldogs here in the second inning. So a quick out. We're back to the top of the inning, or top of the lineup, is Emerson Swope, who walked her first bat. That's going to be outside on the ground for a ball. Another pitch on the outside for a ball. And that's going to be high. So Burrell just struggling with this at bat. Did a good job. Still trying to find that zone here in the second inning. That's going to be a walk for Swope. So Mahalan McKinney will head to the batter's box. McKinnett, excuse me. And it's going to be in there for a ball. Burrell with the windup. There's a pitch on the outside. Runner goes a little bit partly way, but a good job by Tierra Burrell to stop that one. It's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. Foul tip back by McKinney. McKinney, a sophomore. Fairly young team for Van. And runner goes, and in there in time. And Swope steals second. Samantha Rivera did a good job of getting there and stopping the ball. She made a good run, but throw not in time. And a good hit. Left center field, going to be catched by Landfair. Good job to get that out. And Landfair has gotten most of the action here in the ball game. She continues to do a good job getting underneath that ball. 2 outs here. As Avery Crouch will get there. And a good job by Burrell to try to put Swope back on second as Swope kind of toys a little bit with her. So Crouch looks at the pitch. It's going to be high. 2 balls and no strike. Here's the pitch. And a hit down the left field line, but it's going to be foul. And that's going to be in left field. And Landfair just dropped in front. And we're going to have a little play at the plate. No, as an offline throw. And another run that comes in and another double for the Lady Vandals. And this one by Crouch. A good throw, just a little offline. So Malin Hale. Hale hits a good hit over the shortstop. And a good throw. Not in time over at first. So single for Malin Hale. So runners at the corners now. And that's going to be a hit right to the right fielder. And she didn't have to go very far to make that stop. And that was Caitlin Reyes. So only one run come across on that one for the Lady Vandals. So 6-0 is your score.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
We are back here. Addison Raines watches the first pitch go in there for a strike. And the cheer from her fans. And that was in there for a strike, too. A little off-speed pitch kind of throws Raines off just a little bit. A little low and outside for ball one. Here's another pitch from Horton. That's going to be low, about 3 feet in front of home plate that time. So full count. And a good job by Addison Raines to fight back on that. And that one's going to be tipped. Went straight down and kind of bounced back and hit her in the leg. So shake it off a little bit. Here's the pitch. And does it again. Right on that tip, a little drop, a little sinker that she has. But stays alive. And here's the pitch from Horton. And another one stays alive again as Addison Raines is battling as the leadoff batter in this bottom of the second. And swing and a miss. And out number one. And a good at bat by Addison Raines, but she swings away on that last one really hard and just couldn't make it around. In there for strike one, Samantha Rivera. Here's a pitch by Horton, a little high. I think it wasn't the release that she wanted on that one. It goes 1-1. Here's the pitch by Horton, right down the middle in there for a strike. And Samantha Rivera kind of watched it. Gets in there, getting her timing. A little low. So the count's tied up at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Horton in the circle. Here's the windup and the pitch. Good hit. It's going to go over to second baseman. So a good job. Hit right to Potter. Potter gets it over to Metcalf and gets out number 2. Kesley Gandy, sophomore, steps into the batter's box and watches that first one go by as a ball. Score here 6-0 as the Lady Vandals got off to a big start in that first, and that as Gandy foul tips that one back off, and 1-1 is the count. But a 5-run first inning for the Lady Vandals. But at the top of this inning, Jenna Burrell does a good job of holding them only to 1 run. And with runners at the corners, she leaves them on base. Little drop ball there, but Gandy didn't bite it. And 2 balls, 1 strike. So Horton steps up. And that one's in there for a strike. So 2-2 now the count as Gandy looking to spark a fire for the Lady Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be outside. And now she's looking at a full count. So a big pitch here for both sides. And a good hit straight back up to Horton. Horton gets it over to Metcalf. And that's going to be the end of the second. So 2 down here at Chapel Hill. Your score 6 for the Vandals, 0 for the Lady Bulldogs. We'll be right back here at Chapel Hill. You're watching NetSN, brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And leading things off, a good hit, but a great stop. And a good catch by McEwen for out number 1. really quick on that one for the out. As Potter. 1 pitch, 1 out. And in there for strike 1. That's going to be Horton. And that's going to go into the outfield, into center field. And a base hit by Horton. Her second base hit of the night. One out, one on. Will bring the center fielder Ava Hobson to the plate. She grounded out in the first inning. A little high for ball 1. Here's a pitch. And it's going to be hit into left field. And a home run by Ava Hobson over the left field wall. That'll bring 2 more runs in and get the score 8-0. And that'll bring out a coach. To have a conversation. And I think we might have a little pitching change here. And that's what we're going to have. And I'll let you know who it is here in just a second. So the new pitcher is going to be number 6, Addison Raines, Jr. And she'll be stepping in. We're going to step away just for a second as she warms up. So we'll be right back here at Chapel Hill.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
All right, warm-ups are done for Addison Raines. And that's going to be Lana Sherhart. And watch that one go as a ball. Sherhart's first to match up on Raines. Good pitch in there. And going to be outside, says the umpire. So 2 balls and no strikes. Nobody on and 1 out right now for the Lady Vandals. That one's going to bounce in for a ball. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Pardon me. 3 balls, no strikes. In there for a strike. So 3-1. As Raines just kind of reared back and let that one fly. Here's the pitch. And that had a little awkward spin on it there. But ball was called, and that'll put a runner on first. As Swope heads back up. She has walked both times. That's going to be a hit out into right field. Oh, that goes to the shortstop or second baseman. And a little bit of confusion going on. So a base hit on that one. I was trying to do about 3 things there and missed what happened, but I'll tell you, both runners are now on first and second. As Mahala McKinney steps up with a swing and a miss. She flew out back in the second. And a hit down the left field line. That's going to go foul. End up being strike number 2. So 0-2 is the count. 2 on, 1 out. 2 runs have already come across from a 2-run home run by Abel Hobson. That one's in the left field. Landfair dives and misses. So a run's going to score. 2 runs are going to come in. And the double, stand-up double by Mahala McKinney. Scores 2. And makes it 10-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Brings up Avery Crouch. Runner on second. One ball and no strike to Crouch. She doubled back in the second. I think I said that just a minute ago. She walked in the first. And she went around, says Mr. Umpire. So 1-1 is the count. Pitch by Raines. Good pitch. Going to go into left field, drop in front of Landfair. Landfair grabs it, and a good throw in for the relay to keep the run from scoring as Landfair gets it in quickly to keep McKinney on third base. And now we got runners at the corners after the base hit by Crouch. Malin Hale will head in with runners at the corners and still just 1 out on the board. And a hit up the middle. It's going to split it into the center field. And 1 run's going to score. Now runners at first and second. And that's Hales. She's 3 for 3 with a double and 2 base hits. She had double in the first, base hit last inning, and a base hit this inning. Pardon me. Maddie Metcalf. She flew out last inning to end the inning. But with a runner on first and second and 1 out, we'll see what Metcalf can do. Two balls and no strikes is the count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high for ball 3. And what you don't want here in this situation is a walk to load the bases. And that'll bring up Potter. With Potter coming up, that's in there for a strike. With Potter coming up, that'll bat around. Three balls, 1 strike. And that's going to be a ball, so that will load the bases. And we have officially now batted around. As Jaylee Potter has the only out of the inning, and she flew out. She takes a ball there. So with the bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch by Rains. That's going to be called a ball. Looked fairly good. That's going to bounce in. A good stop by Burrell. We're going to have a play at the plate. No one's there to catch the ball that was thrown, and a run comes in. So the run comes in. Going to make it 12 runs. 6 runs just in this inning. Three and 0 is the count. 3 balls and no strikes. And that's going to be a ball as well. So I'm trying to figure out if the pitches are just low or what. I'm kind of off in an angle, but that'll load the bases as well. And Tatum Landfair will throw that one in, but a run will score on the sacrifice fly by Horton. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter in for the Lady Vandals. Nikki Tompkins is coming in for Ava Hobson, who hit that 2-run homer back earlier in this inning. So if you remember, like I said, Ava Hobson hit that homer. So we'll see what happens here. And there's the hit straight to number 11, Samantha Rivera, the shortstop, and knocks that one and stops the bleeding here. 7 runs come across to make it 13-0. And I know that the Lady Bulldogs are ready to get in that batter's box and get things going. So it's 13-0 here at Chapel Hill. We'll be right back. You're watching NetEd. And we are back. Looks like Shearhart is now going to be out in the field, in right field, for the Lady Vandals. And we're ready to get going here. Jenna Clemens is up to bat. Here in the bottom of the third. In there for a strike. Here's a pitch. And just inside, pardon me, just inside for a ball, so 1-1. That's going to bounce in, so that's going to be ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Clemens. And this is her first at bat in the game. That's going to be low for a ball. 3-1. In there for a strike. So full count. And a swing and a miss. Good swing by Clemens. Just couldn't get around fast enough for out number 1. So it looks like that. I believe that's the 4th strikeout for Horton. Austin McEwen takes the first pitch down low. Had to get a golf club out for that one. And that's going to be ball 1. Here's the pitch, and a good hit, going to be fouled off a little bit behind. So 1-1 now the count. In there for strike number 2. 1-2 though. Horton just still bringing the heat here in the bottom of the third. And a good little off speed. And that one's a strikeout. and puts it in just right. That had to have been right at just the corner of that strike zone for the umpire. And brings up number 3, Jenna Burrell. And that's going to be strike 1. Here's the pitch. Another little off speed. And temperatures drop down from 64 at the game time to 60. And pitch is going to be high for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. That one's just outside, says the umpire. So 3-1 is the count. And that's going to be fouled off. And foul again, so stays alive. So full count, still 3-2. And foul back again. A good little battle here between the two, Burrell and Horton. So still a full count. And that one's going to be a good pitch. And it's going to go between first and second. And a base hit by Jenna Burrell. Puts a base runner on. And that'll be their, I believe that's going to be their first base runner for the game. So back at the top of the order, Mercedes Lewis. So we have time on the field. Not quite sure what's going on. And we'll step away just for a second. And if we find anything else out, nope, we're not going to step away. They got it all figured out. and going to be 1-1. Here's the pitch, going to be high for a ball. So 2 balls and 1. And right back to Horton, goes for the out. And that's the 3rd out. We'll be right back. You're watching NetSN, brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
We are back. Shearhart takes the pitch, and it's the first one. Infield fly goes straight to the second baseman. Back to the top of the lineup. And that's going to be Emerson Swope. 2 walks and a base hit for Emerson. High fly ball out of play. Had to watch that one over. Didn't want to hit me. Mess up my beautiful face here. That's going to be down low, and that's going to be ball 4. And we're going to have a little talk. So a little premature on the walk there. Now it's correct. So we got a runner on first. We had a little technical issue there, guys, so I apologize. And my internet connection just cut off on its own. Has a mind of its own here. Metcalf with a walk. And Potter at the plate. Watches that one go by for a strike. One on, 2 outs. That one's going to foul back. And that's going to be a infield fly ball to the second baseman, out. Number 3 as Burrell catches it onto the bottom of I think we're in the bottom of the fourth. Anyway, we'll be right back from Chapel Hill. Don't go anywhere. So heading to the bottom of the fourth here in Chapel Hill. Score is 16 to nothing. Chapel Hill working, hoping to get some scores and some runs in this inning. If no runs get scored, I believe it'll be a 15-run rule here. It's 15 after 4, 10 after 5. Jared Burrell leading things off. And we will see how this thing goes here. Umpire having a conversation. So here we go. Leading things off is Burrell, and she's going to get a hit straight out, and it's going to get past the right fielder, and she's going to head around to third and going to come home to the plate, and in the park home run. Tiara Burrell. Well, goodness gracious. So just like that, the Lady Bulldogs get a runner on the board. Alexis Landfair is going to step up. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low and inside.
Hey, right here, baby. Good eye.
Another ball down, low and inside.
Hey, right here, baby. Good eye.
That's going to be there for ball number 3. So 3 balls, no strikes. Going to have a little conversation.
Hey, right here, babe.
Landfair steps in. Ball 4, so we have a runner on. Nobody out. Runner on first. Addison Raines.
There you go.
And hit. Looking for the double play. And no, not in time, says the umpire. As Landfair gets in there. So runners on first and second for the Lady Bulldogs. Samantha Rivera. And that was a ball.
Hey, you got it, Sam, right here, baby.
So 1-1 now the count. Runners on first and second. Here's a pitch. And low for ball 2. (16-1) is the score. Nobody out. 2 on. And that's going to be hit right up. And a little confusion. And so I think she was confused on where everybody was. And so base is now loaded for the Lady Bulldogs. And now Gandy steps in with a big opportunity here. And a big shot, and that's going to be a double play. And as quickly as things started, they quickly get into peril here with a big heads-up play by Crouch to get that over there and get the double play.
Hey, Jen, right here, babe. Get you one. Make it yours.
Jenna Clements now to the plate. And that's going to be in there for strike 1. So they went from bases loaded now to runners on first and second. Bases loaded with no outs to now bases first and second with 2 outs.
Hey, right here, Jen. Good eye.
And in there as strike 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go back down there because I'm going to end up saying that was not a strike. Not a strike. I don't know. You can borrow my glasses, so. Hey, make it
And here comes the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score here, 16-1, Lady Vandals. The Lady Bulldogs tried to put on a little bit of a show there at the end, and just fate just didn't have it. But a good showing, and so that's going to be all here for us here in Chapel Hill. We're glad that you're watching. Hey, we still got some games going on. I think we have some baseball and some soccer here on NetSN, so head over to one of those other games. I'll be back next week, and we got some other games later on this week, so head over to check out what we have. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at NetSN.